What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here. In this one, we go over some spring practice footage of both Bryce Underwood, Jadyn Davis. As I tell you what, they're slinging that rock here, and obviously we get to look at them for the first time in the spring game. Also go over the Jaishawn Barham hype and also some transfer portal targets for the Wolverines, including some running back targets, offensive tackle targets, and a potential cornerback target. And we also go over some recruiting news. Michigan getting a top 50 offensive lineman, locking in an official visit, and also an update on a top cornerback target and an update on CJ Sadler. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so the Michigan football spring game is tomorrow, Saturday, April 19th. Can't wait to see how the team looks. And obviously, I'm sure a lot of fans, including myself, can't wait to see how Bryce Underwood looks, Jadyn Davis, the quarterback room, the wide receivers, and really the whole offense as a whole. And to get us a little bit hyped up on both, seeing Bryce Underwood and Jadyn Davis, the Michigan football Twitter account or X account posted some spring practice footage, including some throws by both Jadyn Davis and, more in particular, Bryce Underwood. And I tell you what, when you compare these throws to the Michigan quarterbacks last season, no disrespect, but especially on one pass that Bryce Underwood had to Andrew Marsh, the freshman wide receiver, he did get open, but it was in between three defenders. I just feel like the quarterbacks last season would not throw that ball. And also Bryce Underwood had a very nice dime to what looks like Channing Goodwin over the shoulder and really right into the bunny basket. So I know it's just spring practice, but a couple of those throws look very, very nice and is pretty exciting. Then on the defensive side, I also did want to talk a little bit about Jaishawn Barham, as according to Sam Webb, the Michigan Insider, the Jaishawn Barham hype this time is real. Last season the coaches compared him to Devin Bush, and while he did have a pretty good season last season, he didn't necessarily live up to that kind of hype. But now, year two under Wink Martindale's scheme, coaches again are saying that he's one of the best players in the country. That's what one coach has said already this offseason. And now obviously Michigan is planning to use Barham more as an edge rusher this upcoming season. He's also still going to be playing at the linebacker position, but with the emergence of Cole Sullivan, it should be easier to give Barham more playing time, as an edge rusher. Michigan also has Jimmy Rolder there at the linebacker room, and obviously Ernest Hausman, who has been a leader thus far. So I just wanted to mention that. And then we do got some transfer portal news here for the Wolverines, some targets that have emerged, and we'll first start with running backs. Now, we all know Michigan has potentially one of the best running back duo out of Jordan Marshall and Justice Haynes, but Benjamin Hall did transfer away and entered the portal, and he was set to potentially be running back 3 for the Wolverines. So now Michigan's looking for potentially another running back through the portal. One of them is the UMass running back CJ Hester, a 5'11", 190-pound running back, was a sophomore this past season, had 119 carries, 529 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Actually a Cincinnati, Ohio native. Also had 74 yards and a touchdown versus Georgia, which, looking at his stats, that was his best game of the season last season. And according to Matt Zenitz of CBS Sports and 24/7 Sports, he is set to visit Michigan this weekend. Now, he's not the only running back on the board, though. They're also potentially targeting the SMU running back Jalen Knighton. He is a 5'10", 185-pound senior running back last season, and he did medically redshirt last season due to a knee injury that held him out for all of but 2 games last season. Had 12 carries for 43 yards, and then one of his best seasons came in 2023, where he had 136 carries for 745 yards and 7 touchdowns. Did spend the first 3 seasons at Miami before transferring to SMU. He has 1 season of eligibility remaining. And another guy is the Princeton running back John Volker, another senior running running back, 6 foot, 210 pounds, had 89 carries, 514 yards, and 6 touchdowns last season. He is experienced, even though he comes from the Ivy League. He does have 1 season of eligibility remaining, though, so those are a few of running back targets potentially for the Wolverines in the transfer portal. As far as offensive tackle, we have talked about Joe Cotton from South Dakota, who's a 6'7", 315-pound offensive tackle with 2 seasons of eligibility remaining. He is currently one of the hottest names in the portal as far as offensive tackle go. And then also another target is a Detroit native, actually, Tyler McMillan from Southeast Missouri State, a 6'5", 315-pound offensive tackle. He also has 2 seasons of eligibility remaining, does have also some ties to the Michigan staff, and according to E.J. Holland of the Wolverine, he's been told that Michigan is currently checking on his transcripts to see if he can get past admissions. And while they haven't been in touch with him, they are interested in him. And actually, Steve Casula is actually familiar with him because he did offer McMillan at UMass when he was in the portal last winter, when Casula was at UMass. Then another Detroit native is Tion Parks from Illinois State, a cornerback, 6'1", 180-pound cornerback, was a sophomore this past season. He had 38 total tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception, and 11 pass deflections. He is set to visit Colorado. However, Michigan is in the early stages with the FCS cornerback. He has 2 seasons of eligibility, so that's another one to keep an eye on. So let me know what you guys think about those transfer portal targets for the Wolverines. And we do got some recruiting news here. First, wanted to talk about the 2026 4-star top 100 interior offensive lineman John Turntine from the state of Texas. He is ranked 31st nationally on 24/7 Sports composite rankings, and Michigan is now set to get him on campus for an official visit, according to Bryce of the Michigan Insider, as he will be taking an official visit to Michigan on May 30th through June 1st. It's going to be tough to beat, especially the in-state schools, Texas and Texas A&M, but the Wolverines are currently making some noise in that recruitment, it seems. Then also wanted to talk about 2026 4-star top 100 safety from the state of California, Devon Benjamin, ranked 34th nationally on 24/7 Sports composite rankings, recently took a visit to Michigan, and he told Steve Wiltfong of On3 that Michigan was great. What I like most about them is just their culture. They work hard and care about more than just football. He said they're young and I have a chance to come in and compete, and right now they definitely stand out. But he did say, I'm still taking my time, checking out other schools, seeing what feels right. And then also wanted to give a quick update here on the in-state priority target, CJ Sadler, 2026 4-star top 100 athlete and defensive back / wide receiver, goes to Cass Tech High School. He did make a trip this month already to Michigan, which was definitely huge to get him back on campus. Wide receivers coach Ron Bellamy is his primary recruiter, but he does, want to try and play both sides of the ball. And Michigan, according to Ethan McDowell of On3 and the Wolverine, is pitching him on the idea of coming in at receiver and going from there. He also did say that Michigan has been trending here for months, but his recruitment has some or little ways to go. He still wants to take some visits, take his official visits, and he did say that he was eager to wrap things up with a commitment before his senior season and potentially in the summer. That's a little timeline update on CJ Sadler, but Michigan is currently the big leader on the On3 recruiting prediction machine with a 94.7% chance to land him. But with that, that's going to wrap up this video. Spring game is tomorrow. Should have a video on it either tomorrow or Sunday, but definitely over the weekend at some point. And with that, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more. If you are new around here, I greatly appreciate it. And we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.